what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Runa. Today is a Foundation Friday. Happy Foundation Friday, but actually it's more like a Foundation Tuesday, and that's because Anastasia Beverly Hills, I don't know if you guys know them, you probably do if you've been in the beauty industry for a while, or even if you've been an enthusiast in the beauty industry. Anastasia Beverly Hills is one of the biggest brands in the makeup industry. I mean, they're always on fire. They launched the newest foundation in the market, and this is their new foundation. So this is a Luminous foundation that they launched. They launched it on Sunday. I tried it on Monday, which is today, and then I wanted to launch it Tuesday. So we will not have a Foundation Friday next coming up, but I just wanted to get this to you guys ASAP pronto. But do you get what I'm saying? But anyways, let's go ahead and look at this foundation. So I literally rushed to Ulta to get this foundation. I think it is available online. It's available in stores. Definitely it's available in stores because I bought this from in stores. I went to Ulta. I saw a lot of the colors weren't available. I don't know if Ulta didn't get all the shipments or they just didn't put it out correctly. I have no idea, but I was really looking for like the color range. Now I did go in and I did check out a bunch of colors, and I felt like a lot of the colors, there was a lot of similarities. I feel like there was one foundation color, which was like 300, and then they made a bunch. And they just like kind of slightly tweaked the undertones, but I wasn't really able to tell like huge undertones throughout them. When I took the Sephora test on Sephora.com, because there's a foundation selecting shade tester on Sephora, it said that I was a totally different color than what I got. I actually got 355N, and I felt like it looks really good on me. It went on really good. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and explore this foundation together. I'll put up a screen for you guys so you guys can see. So this is the Luminous foundation. It is $38, which is fairly normal for any prestige brand foundation. $38 is not bad. I think I did the Urban Decay one and they were $39, so $1 more. $38 is pretty affordable. It comes with 50 shades, which is cool. I mean, I think 50 shades is great. Anastasia Beverly Hills has always been inclusive, period. They've always been inclusive. I just haven't seen them be very inclusive towards plus size girls. I haven't seen that. But color ranges, shade range, they've been super inclusive, but not towards body, you know, or different face shapes or different, you know, like, I don't know, like, I just always feel like the beauty industry could kind of mix it up a little bit. There's that classic symmetrical face that they go for, and then that's what they want to show. When I feel like there's so many different face shapes in the world, and I know now I'm being picky, and somebody might be like, okay, how much more diversity do you guys want? It's impossible to represent every single person on the map, but they do their best. So I'm going to say Anastasia Beverly Hills does do a really good job at this. So there are 50 colors, and how they basically sell it is they sell it through their tones. So they have all, they'll show you all, then there's deep, there's fair, there's light, there's medium, and there's tan, and they kind of have it like mixed up. I got 355N, which is a medium skin with a neutral golden undertone. I felt like this color looks really good on me. It like literally blended in, but it wasn't so accurate when I did my color on Sephora. I don't know what it is about the Sephora Select shade. It has been a little confusing lately. Even with my Urban Decay foundation, I felt like it wasn't accurate enough. So I did a 355N. Down below, I will give you guys some information on what other foundations that I use that are similar to this foundation, or colors that are similar, so you could do like a color reference. So I am, if you have Hourglass Stick Foundation, I'm a Honey in that. NARS, I'm a Cypress, and even in MAC, I'm an NC42. And this is a 355N. Let's go ahead and look at some of the claims that they say they're about. So it's a water-resistant liquid foundation that creates a luminous natural finish, which is kind of cool because it's going to be hot today and I'm going to be sweating. So I want to see if this doesn't budge when I'm sweating. It's a luminous natural finish. The radiant formula delivers long wear, medium coverage, yet still feels weightless and looks ultra fresh. This is the coverage you have been waiting for. Looks so great on its own. There's no need to set with a powder. Available in 50 shades. It blurs imperfections. including discoloration and unevenness without caking or masking the skin's natural radiance. With a seamless application, this easy to blend face makeup leaves the skin with a perfected looking complexion that is free of flashback or oxidation. So they're saying it's free of flashback or oxidation. So I'm only going to be able to test this foundation. So this is definitely a foundation that I need to wear the whole day. Although I wear all my foundations the whole day and test them out for you guys, this is one of those that I really can't give you much opinions on it unless I test it out the whole day. So let's go into me. Oh, I forgot to do my cliche part of my video. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy these foundation videos and turn on the notifications so you can be notified of the next video that I put up here on my channel. And now we can finally go into testing out the foundation application. Okay, so I zoomed myself in like a super zoom so you guys can see how this foundation performs. So I'm just gonna shake this foundation up really quick, and then I am going to do the one pump thing. One pump, that's the type of amount of liquid that you get, which personally I find really tiny. So I'm gonna do another pump, which is 2 pumps right there. I already have my primer on. So let's go ahead and test one side with the Beauty Blender. Okay, so she's thick. She's pretty thick. Oh, I like the color, and she is nice and thick too. Ooh. Color is nice, and she's thick. Do you guys see that? And it's like blends in seamlessly. Oh wow, I am impressed by how well this is blending in. Comment down below if you guys love it being super zoom like this. I just feel like a super zoom is like perfect for foundation application, so you guys can see the real texture of my skin. This is my IT Cosmetics brush right here. This is pretty cool. And it's a foundation brush. It's a complexion perfection brush. I'm gonna go in with 2 pumps as well. 1 and 2. But, okay, so here we go. I'm using this as a brush. So I feel like this applied much better with a Beauty Blender. You see how pretty and seamless it is on the Beauty Blender side? But it's almost like I don't know, it just doesn't look as good with a brush. This definitely maybe a more, definitely with the Beauty Blender, I think it just goes on better. Well, not a Beauty Blender, any beauty sponge. Yeah, I just don't like how this is. It looks really streaky. It didn't go into my skin as well, but I love how it looks on the Beauty Blender side. The coverage is okay. It could be a little bit more coverage. So I'm just gonna go in with the Beauty Blender and basically kind of like spot treat and build the coverage. So do a double layer. So I'm gonna go in and try to do a double layer of foundation and see how this foundation does when you layer it. Okay, so when you layer it, it starts to get a little gunky. It's starting to dry weird, you guys. It's almost drying. Like initially when I put it on, I really liked how it looked, like the first impressions. But now that it's drying down, I'm just not a fan. Like it's almost like just laying on top of my pores. It's a very natural vibe. It's not really like minimizing my pores or anything like that like other foundations do. Yeah, no, I'm just not liking how my skin's looking. Like if you can see, like there's huge emphasis on my pores over here. It's a bit abnormal because usually my pores are really small. I have really small pores, but then this is being emphasized over here. You can see there's like, it's like a little patchy, like it's kind of grass, like look at, it's a lot of texture. It's, this is kind of weird. And I really wanted to test this powder out because, I don't know, everyone's like, oh, it's a revolutionary powder. I'm like, really? How revolutionary? I mean, a lot of product comes out of it. I'm just gonna, a lot of product comes on it. ton of product comes flying on it. So I'm just gonna try to tap that off, and when I tap it off, it really doesn't come off. So I'm gonna go, oh. It's enough product to do 2 eyes. And I mean, it's very finely milled. Like literally just gets in there. Okay guys, so I just finished applying everything onto my face. As you can see, I did get a little bit of foundation on this side and on this side. So this Anastasia foundation is definitely not transfer proof. It definitely kind of gets all over the place. It takes a long time to dry. So I've had the Anastasia Luminous foundation on for about an hour. I went ahead and set it with the banana powder that I got also from Anastasia. That is also a new launch. So far, I'm gonna tell you guys this much. That powder it's gonna cinch you in. It's gonna be like, zoop. If you have dry skin, I think that powder will definitely emphasize any type of texture you have with the new Anastasia powder, because I feel like it just zooms you up, which is also nice because I like that look. I like the effect. If you're someone who likes that effect too, just make sure you're using some type of setting spray just to give you that hydration back into your skin. Now, if you don't like anything super, super matty, just skip out on the powder and you can wear the foundation by itself. Now, let's go on to the foundation. So I've had this on for about an hour and I think it looks pretty decent. Now, I did not like this foundation without the setting powder. Without the setting powder, I found this foundation to be a little oily. It didn't really look hydrating, it looked oily, and it does feel really oily. Do I feel like I have stuff on my face? Yes, I do. Are there other foundations on the market that I put on and they're full coverage? This is a medium coverage foundation and they're full coverage and they feel like I have nothing on my face. Currently, I feel like I have a lot on my face. I found this foundation to be super, super oily, which is very odd. I know it's a hydrating foundation. It's a luminous foundation, so it's supposed to have more of an oily vibe to it. It was medium coverage, but it wasn't the type of medium coverage that I specifically prefer. So my first impression of the Anastasia Luminous foundation has not been super 100. It's definitely not what I was expecting. I was still wanting more. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wear this foundation for the rest of the day, you guys, and then I'll come back and give you guys my final verdict throughout the day. Hey guys, so I wanted to show you guys this foundation in the daylight. So as you can see, so I've had it on for about a 9-hour wear. So let's go ahead and zoom in so you guys could see. So as you can see, there's a problem here. So the problem with this is, if you can see really good, it didn't really grasp onto this area, and this area is my very, very dry area, and being a hydrating foundation, it should have grasped easily to this area, and it's almost like there's nothing there here as well. Other than that, it's like really smooth and nice. If you can see, my pores are huge. Like, this foundation has a lot of oil in it, so I feel like it made my pores super, super huge. It's just very oily formula, but the finishing is still really nice. It's not like horrible. It's not a horrible foundation, but it's just not what I expected. Okay, let's look at my nose, because the nose is always also another place. Okay, so let's look at my nose. So look, my nose is still, it's like almost like the foundation kind of separated from my nose. If you see that, it's almost like the foundation kind of separated from my nose. And if you can see, blending was also not the greatest. And the reason why this foundation did not let product sit on it correctly and I had like a little bit of stripping is because this foundation, it's really, I don't know if it's watery or if it's really oily, it just didn't dry really fast. So anytime you're gonna put on any product on top of it, it's going to get a little streaky. In my opinion, it just didn't dry fast enough. And they did claim on the internet online that you don't need a translucent powder. No, you need a translucent powder. In my opinion, you need a translucent powder for this foundation. So this is my forehead. It looks really good. Like, for forehead wise, it looks really good. Like, usually my forehead is a hot mess, but no, this time No hot mess forehead going on here. Over, as you can see, the selfie in natural light looks really good. It actually has like a really nice luminous natural skin vibe to that selfie, and I actually really liked it. And then when I asked a lot of my followers on Instagram what they thought about this foundation, and a lot of people said they feel like it looks really good on me. So it was a very positive feedback of foundation on natural light. Now here's a picture of it in flash. I do feel like there is a bit of flashback, even though they said there's like no flashback. There's like a hint of it, but I feel like there is really no foundation that doesn't give some type of flashback, especially if you're setting it with like banana powder or you're setting it with the powder. So it could have been the powder that's a little flashbacky, or it's the foundation, but the claim of no flashback, it's not really accurate. Usually when I wear Luminous foundation, it makes me look more youthful. This foundation, it makes me feel aged, like my skin's really aged. And I use really good skincare, you guys, so I shouldn't have that problem, but I seem to have that problem right now. So I'm gonna go wear it for a couple more hours, and then I'll give you guys my final verdict and let you guys know what I think about it in the end. Guys, so it's 9:52 p.m. so this is like a 13-hour wear foundation review for you guys right now. So I have my trusty dusty, it's not even dusty, it's a good mirror. I have this mirror right here, and I've already checked myself out. If you look at my nose is the only place that I didn't powder or set, and if you see, a lot of that foundation literally, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it literally came off of my nose. And I'm not one of those type of people that touches my face a lot. When I look at myself in the mirror, I feel like I look a bit cakey. I couldn't wear this foundation without setting it with the powder because it just didn't look as good as I wanted it to look. I felt like my pores looked super enlarged without the powder. Once I put the powder on, it looked like a really nice foundation. So you're definitely going to want to use the powder. But if you're dry skin, you're going to be very careful with that powder because it is a bit drying. The powder is a bit drying. It's very finely milled, so use very little. I used a lot. As you can tell under my eyes, there's a lot of creasing, and you can see a lot of the residue of the powder because the powder is super pigmented and super finely milled, so less goes a long way. I do see a lot of like just after 12 hours of wear, it just starts to kind of fall apart. As you can see on my corner of my nose, you can just see a lot of the product has basically disappeared and gone away right here in my corner of my chin area. And this is going to be sound, they said that it doesn't oxidize. They're damn right it doesn't oxidize. And it doesn't oxidize because, and I'm sitting in front of my computer so I can get like that really strong light. It doesn't oxidize because it turns a little gray. Well, it's turning a little gray on me. Definitely turned a little gray, but it doesn't oxidize. But it had a little bit of a gray moment. I don't know if I look gray to you guys, but I feel like I look gray. Yeah, this foundation, let's cut it down, like let's break it down. So formula wise, it's not horrible. It is a good formula. It's not a cheapy formula. It's a high-end nice formula. The cons of the formula is that it was very oily. In my opinion, even with someone with super dry skin who sucks up all of the dry skin, it was super oily for me. Then it goes on really, really nice, which you will be impressed right when you put it on. It goes on really, really nice, but when it dries with a lot of texture emphasis, and it dries a little cakey. Then it starts to kind of like, it transfers a lot, like literally everything that hit my face, it was coming off. My face still kind of feels a little wet from the foundation, so it doesn't like fully dry. And then I was applying my bronzer, and my bronzer was streaking, and that usually happens because your foundation is not fully dried. So definitely saying that this doesn't need a setting powder. I'm not saying that the way they used it, it didn't need it. Probably it did need it, but in my everyday life, I can't wait very long for my foundation to dry. Like, it has to be snappy for me. I was really looking forward to this foundation, and for me personally, you guys all know, I definitely recommend you to at least test out something, test out a foundation. If you don't like it, practice your return policy. There's no reason to shit on brands or like, you know, have this all like cancel community. For me personally, this foundation did not work out for me. I'm gonna give it a 3. It just didn't hit all of the areas that I need for a 4. I definitely think there's better foundations out in the market. It can't go in my holy grail list. I was hoping that it would because I'm a huge Anastasia fan. But yeah, this just wasn't for me. I'm gonna stick with the eyeshadows, the brow products, and the lipsticks with Anastasia. And I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3. But the color range was amazing. The color accuracy was amazing. I actually loved how this color looked on me. They've always been really good at complexion color, but not so much like, I don't know, I just never liked their complexion products. But it was really cool to see this and try it out. So I really enjoyed it, but this is definitely not gonna be a goes into my collection round. Yeah, you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, this review. If you've tried this foundation out yourself, please comment down below and let me know, and let's talk about it, because if there's any tips and tricks that you guys had, or for some reason it helped you out, then whoever's reading the comment can, you know, in the section, and they could be like, oh, you know, this might relate to me, this skin type might work for me, so I should try it out. So it's a community. We all talk about the love of foundation in this community, so meet you in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget that I upload Sunday, Mondays, and Fridays, 3 videos a week. Sometimes I kind of upload them a little bit different, but most of the time I stick to one schedule unless there's like a new launch and I want to like launch it pronto to you guys. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!